In this episode of Pine Ridge Outdoors, Scotty has an encounter with a buck he calls Shorty. This is his second year of watching this buck. In the meantime, while he's watching Shorty, another buck sneaks in that he couldn't pass up. To start the year off, Scotty went out on the second day of season for an evening hunt. He was able to capitalize on an early season doe. Then jumping forward to late October, action started to get good for Scotty.
Alright guys, so today's October 25th. I had a buck I call Shorty show back up on camera. He's been kind of hanging around a little bit, but he's here about 8 this morning hitting the scrape. He seemed to just turn around and go back to bed down below me, so hoping he peeks back out tonight. I brought in some suns and freshened up the scrape, so we'll at least see if he comes back in daylight or if he shows back up tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to try to sneak back out here and sit the same tree, just leave the saddle up, but pretty slow surprisingly on cameras. The scrape's been picking up a lot of smaller, younger bucks just cruising, but hopefully tonight we have another cold front pushing back in this week, so hopefully tonight they'll be up on their feet, but never really know. Cat and mouse game as usual, but nice and cool today. Wind is perfect for the stand. Guess we'll see what tonight brings, but hopefully I'll at least get to put eyes on him and determine if I want to shoot him or not. He's kind of borderline. I let him walk last year and kind of has pretty bad genetics, but I figured I'd give him another year. So this year he's 3.5 and he's wide buck, but no tine length and not much for mass, so he made a pretty decent jump from last year, so we'll see. I'll get eyes on him, make that decision when the time comes, but wish me luck. Hopefully we'll get some good activity. Big 8 that I haven't seen in like 2 weeks come by at 30 yards behind me and caught me so off guard. Oh my gosh.
Bet. Bet.
Let's do encounters of that deer tonight. guys, so October 26th, and was out this morning and saw a couple smaller bucks sparring and a little bit of action. Had a decent buck come by just up the woods on camera. Seemed to be some more chasing this morning, so I adjusted my setup. I'm about 30 yards from where I've been setting up in the saddle. I just bumped it back into the woods a little bit more, so hopefully we can get something good to come by tonight. I got my wife just up the woods in our hang-on stand here, so hopefully between the two of us, one of us can get it done, so stay tuned, we're getting closer. We've had some pretty close encounters these past couple days, and yeah, a bunch of different bucks running around. Lots of good early rut activity. I expect it to get pretty good next week, so here we are, another day.
so as he hears Scott pull his bow back, he had a misdraw, unfortunately, costing him this opportunity.
my gosh, guys. So I did it. I got this nice 8 down. He's down about 80 yards from me right now, but what an insane morning this was. I got in here early. I don't have to be to work till 11, and I was watching this 8-point all morning, and he's in and out chasing a doe. He's just everywhere. And I watched Shorty, this 10-point I've been watching. He showed up on the scrape last night, and he's really, really wide. I have tons of footage of that deer on camera, and like maybe he'll make an appearance. And I look up and he's hitting the scrape right next to me. So I was like, oh my gosh. And he's ridiculously wide. He's just a crazy 3.5-year-old with no tine length. And I honestly, after seeing him, he's a stud. And it was kind of like deja vu because I had 2 deer that I wanted to kill out of here, and they were both within 20 yards of me at one time. But that 8 came in behind me as I'm watching Shorty, and 15 yards broadside, smoked him. He's down. And Shorty, immediately after I shot, he was 10 yards from me, and such a gorgeous deer. And I'm excited to see him next year, or maybe even during regular season I can get him with a bow here. But what an insane morning, guys, and I want to thank everyone for the support watching this. I'm still pretty shaky, so I apologize, but thank you, Wyco Whitetail. Freshened up that scrape this morning on the way in. Shorty came right to that. I got a scrape I made yesterday right behind me, and that 8 points over here sniffing it. Can't thank Wyoming County Whitetail enough, and then Wise Eye, of course. I would never know these deer were here if it wasn't for my Wise Eye cameras, and so much emotion right now. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go track him. I think I can see him down behind me, but let's frickin' go. October 28th, baby. Doesn't get better. Alright, guys, on the ground. I'm gonna pick up this blood trail. I don't think he went far. I'm pretty sure I could see him, but normally I'd give it much more time. But I gotta get to work here soon, so I'm gonna find this blood quick. I punched him right through the heart, I'm positive. There he is. Let's go. Wow. Whew. Nice heavy 8. Good mass. Can't believe it. What a morning. Such a crazy morning. But Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get this deer gutted and get it to the butcher, but thanks for watching.